Welcome to E.P.I.C, another podcast episode from With Purpose. My name is Chris, and I am the owner as well as lead business strategist. Our special guest today is Donna Milam, Sales Director Extraordinaire for Mary Kay Cosmetics. How are you, Donna?
I am great. Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you.
I am so glad that you're on here. You are in the world that I live in as far as networking goes. You are a rock star. You guys, everyone listening and watching this is just going to understand exactly what I'm talking about. Her personality is amazing. So again, thank you very much for being on here today.
And I am grateful that you're having me. So yeah, mutual admiration.
Appreciate that, Donna. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I love it because Chris prepped me so that I would be prepared. So simply to share, I am celebrating 58 years on this earth. Been blessed from birth to have an incredible family, and my immediate family is 3 boys, 1 girl. My husband's been in law enforcement forever, 30 plus years. And we are blessed with a son-in-law and a daughter-in-law and a soon-to-be daughter-in-law and 2 grandkids. I am very much a woman of faith and have been blessed to have it tested and tried many times and been able to come back from that. I love to ride. I love to hike. I love to be outside. I enjoy great books. And mostly I embrace people. So that's me.
Very nice. So when you said you like to ride, what are we riding?
Oh, horses.
Okay.
However, my husband does have a motorcycle. I've done that too, and I love to bike ride. But my passion has been since I was a little kid, and I've hit the ground many a time. My passion has been horseback riding. And when I was younger, I showed quarter horses, and I competed in barrel racing and that kind of activity, raised them. And I also raised sheep and I raised rabbits. My background's in agriculture and in construction.
Wow. You have lived quite the life so far, haven't you? So tell us, just to get to know you a little bit deeper, what would you clean first? Would it be the room, a desk, or your car?
Okay, I love this question, and it is hilarious to me because to get to know, I'm really curious with the psychology behind asking the room, the desk, or my car. But I'm going to say today my car because it's the only thing I cleaned today. And I did take it to the car wash and had it all cleaned up. My room and my desk are not so clean. So we're going to go with car.
Well, that's actually interesting, and there is a little bit of psychology to it. You can tell a little bit about a person by asking them that. So do you have a favorite word or a phrase that you like to use, and why?
So I do have a favorite word, and my favorite word is joy. And I do have a favorite phrase, and it's actually a verse from the Bible, and it's, "This is the day the Lord hath made. I will rejoice and be glad in it." And truly, it's for me that life is a decision. How you react to life is a decision. And I'm blessed with the gift of joy to be able to go through something and find on the other side what is the joy in it. And I'm really grateful for that. So happiness comes and goes, as does a number of other emotions, but joy is a choice, and I choose to be joyful.
Very good. And again, it doesn't mean that you have bad days. It just means what you're willing to do with it, right?
Absolutely. In fact, I think that's what some people miss the understanding of it. And I know with what you do and how you coach people, you're helping people understand that each decision, it's not that things don't come against you or that you don't make mistakes and then you have consequences. It means that you evaluate and you make a determination based strictly on what's between your ears, how you're going to respond, and then whether or not you're going to go ahead and pick yourself up and keep moving forward. And that's literally, from my understanding, one of the things that you help businesses do is understand how to take what their circumstances are right now and with systems and thought processes move to a more a better place. So joy for me just means life is great because I decided.
Yeah, very good. And that's the only thing you really have control over. So that's
It
great.
is.
So as we continue through with this, Donna, tell us a little bit about your business.
So my business, simply said, is for most people would be that I sell lipstick or I sell skincare or I sell makeup of some kind. And that's a lot of time when I tell people I'm a sales director with Mary Kay, that's their thought process. But one of the greatest compliments I can get is, "You're the Mary Kay lady." And for me, that is a great compliment because I value and appreciate and respected Mary Kay Ash, an incredible woman who literally took her life savings, and a month after her husband died at the kitchen table, opened a business because she truly believed that she could change women's lives.
Mm.
And she was passionate and purposeful about it. And so the joy in my business is, yes, I sell lipstick, and yes, I sell skincare. But more importantly, I get to invest in women and watch them soar. And I love that about my business.
I've been to one of the men's parties that have been hosted, and I don't see you as someone who just sells lipstick and foundation. I actually see, and when I hear you talk, when you talk about investing in women's lives, it's almost like you're there with them, and really just giving them opportunities to improve themselves, not only with the Mary Kay product, but who you are and what you bring to that individual.
Thank you. In many respects, in what you do, and looking at people's business and coaching them, part of my what I get to do is women who are willing, because in your business it's the same thing. I can lay out all kinds of things for people, but if they're not willing to change, they're not willing to move forward, they're not willing to accept the coaching and the teaching and so on and so forth, because it's their choice. Each time I have a new person come on board, that's the process. And so I get to run. I tell them all the time, I will run with you as long as you're willing to run with me, as long as we're right. Because if I hit the ball into your court and you're not willing to hit it back to me, it's okay. And that's where it goes. And so very similar in that. So yes, to be able to coach and pour and support and be a resource is really truly, that was the purpose of Mary Kay. Mary Kay really wanted to change women's lives, to give them a platform where they could be the best that they could possibly be. Now in that, and as you know, for your business too, there are so many other things that can get involved in that, and specifically for women. Women deal with a little bit more of the self-esteem and so on and so forth issues. So navigating some of those emotions can be a little tricky. But to be able to see them win, whether it be a small win or a large win, is just such a joy. And I love it when they call me, and it can be as simple as, "Oh my gosh, I sold XYZ today," to, "I just added a new team member and this is what she did." And so being able to celebrate people's wins and encourage them and then watch them do their own thing, be themselves. I have women say to me all the time, "I can't be you." And my reaction is, "Why would you want to be me? Be you."
Yeah.
God created you to be you. Be you. And I tell them all the time, there is a market there for you that would never be attracted to me. They're literally going to be attracted to you. They're going to want to be in your space. So own that space and be really good at what you do, and they will come.
Very good and very nicely said. So I sense passion. I hear it. You've explained it, but tell us a little bit deeper why you got into Mary Kay.
Oh, well, that's easy. That was selfish.
Oh, okay.
It really was. So, and I can answer the second question that you gave me in this conversation. So, really, truly, I grew up, my family has a construction business. And so I grew up in the construction industry, and I grew up, like I said, raising animals and doing all of those kinds of things. And I went to college initially to become an ag teacher. And without going into a lot of detail, I had a tractor accident that kind of changed my mind. I did not want to be an ag teacher anymore. And so I had known my husband prior. And so, long story short, did not finish college, got married, and have always known I was blessed to have predominantly what was a stay-at-home mom. And I had made a decision very early in life. I would not pay somebody else to raise my kids. I would be a stay-at-home mom. And so when we were considering having kids and all of that conversation, my family's very entrepreneurial. I went looking for an entrepreneurial business, and my mom had used the product for years. And so I went to one meeting where they shared all the information. I heard God first, family second, career third, and practicing the golden rule. And I said, a business that is foundationed on those principles, okay. And I signed. I'd only ever tried the product once. I'd never bought anything but an eyeshadow. And I said, those things align with who I am, and that's what I'll do. Now, the flip of it is, and it's true for so many women when they start an in-home business like that, is I worked at some, and then I didn't. And then I worked at some, and then I didn't. And I was in and I was out and I all over the place. And I won't blame it on anything. What I tell people all the time is my kids were all the reasons why I didn't really pursue this business. And my second two kids, because there's 10 years difference between the two sets, were all the reasons why I did. They were all the reasons why I drew a line in the sand and said, I know how to work a business. I haven't treated this like a business. And so that I had the reason, I had the passion. I've always understood the value of a company like Mary Kay, a company that was birthed in the United States, birthed by an ideology that if you give women a platform, if you open a lane for them, they can fly. And that I could still be that stay-at-home mom. And I loved that. And I spent a lot of time at my kids' school, and I was actively involved in all the things that they got to do. And I still got to create the income that I wanted to create.
Very good. Very good. By the way, I'm going to just take a quick moment and let you know that I am in such agreement with you. Use a hashtag win with women. I've often been, I've said to people that leadership knows no gender. And that's absolutely true. So I really appreciate the empowering effect that you have, not just on women, but on men as well. So thank you very much.
Well, I'm glad you can I say something right there? I think it's important. So as big as I am in the industry, and it's actually ironic because when you grow up in a family of construction, that kind, and raising animals and so on and so forth, I was around guys a lot more than I was around, and it was a comfortable place for me. And then God has a sense of humor and puts me in a company that's all women. Which is not, seriously, was not my comfort zone. It is not the place that I felt really, like, yeah, let's do this thing. That was not it. But I will say, honestly, and this is very personal, but God really blessed me with a great dad. And in that, the value of what men in a leadership position and men who really know who they are, what a value that is. So for me, it really is about each person taking personal responsibility for their life, for their direction, and really stepping into what God has called them to be as a person. We're not all alike. You and I were discussing before, we're not all alike. But when you're really good at you and who you are, and we value both genders in a very real way, that's what makes for what I believe success. Because you can't stop people when they've really learned how to team together and be the best that they can be. And so I have a great men's client base, and I am so grateful for them. They make me better.
Very good. And couldn't agree with you more. So what are some things that you've learned from being a business owner?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So especially in this fun atmosphere that we are living in right now,
Mhm.
I have learned that sometimes you say to yourself, well, that's not important, and that's not important, and that's not important. And then the day turns and you go, ooh, that's really important. So I will say technology. I mean, I utilize some of it, but who I have become recently in embracing technology has changed considerably. And so what I think as a business person that you have to, if you choose, you don't have to, you choose, is to pay attention. And there are things that are important that you've probably put in the background, that you have always done it this way, and to be open to new ideas and new ways of doing things and finding how you can be strong in those things. They don't have to overwhelm you, but find your niche in them is very important. I would also say what I have found in business is you have your good days and you have your bad days. You really, what you have are your good seasons and your bad seasons. But the bottom line is business is like this because it's a people thing. When you're in a people business, it very much is this. And if you can learn to figure out how to do this and kind of coast in through that and just keep moving forward and accept the fact that not every day is going to be $100 day. It's a big deal in our business to say it that way. It's okay. It's not a reflection on you. It's a reflection that the market is the market. And you just, as long as you don't quit, you're going to come out okay.
Right. Very good. Okay. So what would be one thing that you know now that you wish you had known before you started?
Oh, that's easy. Not so much before I started, well, before I started per se, but what I would say is what I wish I knew then that I know now is it's the little wins that make a difference.
Mm.
It really is the little wins. When you hear stories, and in Mary Kay, we have a lot of stories. When you hear stories and you decide that that person went like the Alan Jackson story, one day he's in construction and the next day he's a superstar on stage. That's not true. What it is he kept trying and he kept trying and he kept trying and the door opened. And so what I wish I had really embraced and understood was every time you open your door and every time you're active in your business, whether it's a really small win, which might be you got to talk to one person, or a really big win, you multiplied your efforts and your team is running even without you, whatever that may be, that all of those wins add up. And so instead of looking at always waiting for that big win, that big break, that big opportunity, if you just consistently work in the small, in the small, in the steady, and appreciation for people, that will catch up and you will have a big win. And it will be the big win of the multiple little wins that moved you forward. And I really wish I had embraced that much earlier in my career.
Mm. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. And it all goes back to you sharing with us about making we have the control to make our own choices and not be dictated based upon what we cannot control. Because we can't control our attitude. We can control our thought process through those circumstances. So that's beautifully stated. So why Mary Kay? What separates Mary Kay from other businesses within your industry?
Well, so a couple of things. One, again, the foundations, God first, family second, career third, and practicing the golden rule. Number two, because I was able to literally go in and find that it wasn't just words. It's not just a slogan on the wall. It literally was the foundation of this company. I value and appreciate, and it's not a reflection on there are a lot of great products out there. So don't misunderstand me. There are a lot of great products out there and there are a lot of great companies. So it's not that. I value and appreciate that my company is based in America and it's based in Dallas, Texas. I value and appreciate that they literally produce the products that I represent and their integrity in the industry and providing a product that's worth using and that has great results. Listen, people, this face is 58 years old. When I was 25 and 30 and used this product, I thought, yeah, it's a great product and didn't think that much about it. But I'm here to tell you, I'm 58 years old and I look darn good for my age. And I have used this product for 33 years. I've never used any other product on my face. When I started Mary Kay, I was all in, and that's the only product that I've used. And so from that perspective, because I know the product works, I can see the results in my skin every day. I value and appreciate the integrity that Mary Kay invests in our product, number one. Number two, I appreciate the company and how they invest in me, that they literally want the best for me. I am a self-employed independent contractor. And yet when Mary Kay says to me, you are in business for yourself, but not by yourself, I know that that's true. I have valued and appreciated the way the company partners with us. And I will say, in this very environment, we get information. The president reaches out to us. The president of Mary Kay Cosmetics reaches out to us all the time. Our top sales leaders are finding every way they can to support us and to guide us and to suggest to us, hey, try this, or this is an idea. There's never an idea in Mary Kay that is not shared. There's never an idea that is not said, hey, this might work for you. They truly believe when the water tide rises, everybody gets to go up. And so that is very important in Mary Kay. And so it really was those two base, and very similar to you and I are both in BNI. What do we look for? We look for that giver's gain thought process. We love the recognition. Mary Kay is recognition driven, but mostly it's because I get to invest in other people's lives and I get to see them win. And I have been blessed over the last 15, 16 years to provide a vehicle for my family and see how that makes a difference for me personally and who I've become in the process. You don't continue to go in and be around excellence without learning how to be excellent yourself. And there are incredible people in my company who go out of their way to pour into us. And in turn, we get to pour into others. So that's why.
Love it. Love it. So, Donna, if there was a book to be written about you, what would the title be?
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm going to steal from a very good friend of mine who just sent me a text. Literally, she's hilarious. She sent me a text last night at after 10 o'clock and told me that she knew it was late, but I could just deal with it. Didn't matter because the phone wasn't near me at all. But anyway, I would go because and I'm reading it off of this right now, Go Live Donna. She tells me all the time, Rochelle Hopkins, she tells me all the time, oh my gosh, you're Go Live Donna. And so that would be the title of my book, Go Live Donna.
All right. So what would be like some key words out of the summary on the back end of that book there for you?
Well, first again would be the word joy. It is what people know from me. Gratitude, energy. I can't tell you how many people always say to me, oh my gosh, where do you get your energy? I'm just blessed. I mean, it's not that I don't eat well and all of those kinds of things, but energy, active, prayerfully generous, straightforward. I have a tendency to say, I have a tendency to speak. I don't choose I choose my words well most of the time, but I have a tendency to use my outside voice, my inside voice as my outside voice, so they would probably tell me that too. I do have people who say that I would say insightful,
okay,
discernment, and those would be the words that I would say on the back, that it would have those words.
All right. I think it would be pretty darn close to being a bestseller. Hey, so what would be like the best? I know you shared a couple of compliments earlier, but what would be overall the best compliment that you've ever received?
I've had a couple of times, well, just in the last little bit, because I did get to celebrate my birthday, and I have people who sent me notes, and I've known them for a long time. And so I do have people who say to me that their life is better more enriched, that I have literally influenced the outcome, if you will, of their life, that they're a better person knowing me. And I don't think I can ask for a better compliment than they are a better person knowing me.
Yeah.
And I pray that every day.
Yeah, I would agree. So as we wrap this up, Donna, what would be a couple of things that you want our listeners to know?
Mm, mm. Well, how to get a hold of me, I guess.
That'll work. Are you running a special for the month of May at all? Mother's Day is
Oh,
coming up.
you know what? Okay, so the answer is I am mastering the Zoom to Facebook Live. And so in two areas. So we're doing some very fun shake up your makeup kinds of things, which is really kind of like a spring cleaning for your makeup bag. So if you've never done that, you want to reach out to me because you get to do it from the graciousness of your home. So that's pretty cool. And then, of course, for Mother's Day, because Mother's Day is right around the corner, and I literally did not put anything up that shows my packaging, but I will say that you can always go and check out my Facebook page and look at my packaging and my products, because I, of course, ship, deliver all of that for gifts. And then I do want to do a shout out for our support local now Arizona. I am looking for people to interview for that, new businesses, or not new businesses, but local businesses that want to be a part of that. And of course, we're going to flip this, Chris, and put you on there, and I get to interview you, so that's exciting. And so that's the fun things that we're doing in May. Is I am really truly those fun, interactive. You get to be in your house, I get to be in mine, and share those kinds of things. And of course, I ship. So
Okay. And so real quick, you alluded to Facebook. How can people find you? Facebook website, any type of social media?
Yes. And I would love to tell you what my Facebook page is. And I think it's D Milam. I think it's just D Milam for Facebook. So you can find me. You can go to Donna Milam for my personal page, and then click and find my Facebook page. You can check out my website at marykay.com/D Milam, or you can shoot me a text at 623-640-5068, and I will gladly follow up. I have a digital business card. You can shop from there or check things out or ask me questions.
That's great. I think you're going to get some people that are going to reach out to you for all the different avenues that you've just mentioned. Donna, thank you so much for being on this podcast. Really appreciate it. You do have a lot of energy. I appreciate you. I value you. And I thank you for what you bring not only to your industry, but to a community as well as our networking group.
Excellent. Thank you, Chris. I so appreciate it. And thank you for letting me be on.
It's a privilege. Thank you. Well, welcome, or thanks for listening to E.P.I.C, another podcast brought to you by With Purpose. My name is Chris, and as the owner, as well as lead business strategist, I want to wish you all to have a great day, have a great working day, and whatever you do, do it with purpose.